bookworms, I'm Becca, and today I'm coming at you with an original book tag. I created this tag in collaboration with Aoife from Fred Weasley Died Laughing and Judging from my shirt. We came up with the Wizard of Oz book tag, and I wanted to do more videos talking about the Wizard of Oz, so I was trying to see if there's a book tag, and there wasn't. So I messaged Aoife on Twitter, and we decided we needed to make this happen. So I think we have like 16 questions put together. I'm so excited, so let's get started. First up is Dorothy. For this, you're going to choose a character that is out of their element.
I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
For this, I went with Anna from Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. She gets sent to Paris and doesn't even speak French at all. I don't even know what I would do if I was in that situation. I had a few years of French, but I was scared for her. Ugh. Oh my gosh, totally out of her element. Next up is Toto. Toto, of course, is Dorothy's little dog, so adorable and cute. So for Toto, you're going to choose your favorite sidekick. And I went with Nimona from Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. I loved this graphic novel so much. It was so quirky and fun. And even though the story is technically about Nimona, she's still the sidekick in the story. So yeah, I just had to go with her. I love Nimona. Next up is Over the Rainbow.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
And for this, you're going to choose a book with a beautiful cover. I chose Binge by Tyler Oakley. Look at all the colors on there, and then the back side. I love, love, love how all of the colors look on this cover. Next up is Yellow Brick Road.
Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow, 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 follow the yellow brick road.
For this, you're going to choose a book that took you on a journey, and I went with We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. I just finished listening to this audiobook. I'm gonna have a book talk coming up soon on it because, guys, it was insane. There were so many twists and turns, and I did not see where the story was going at all. Oh my gosh, all I could think was this book is just taking me to places I have never been before, and it's ridiculous. I definitely recommend listening to the audiobook of We Were Liars rather than reading it. I don't know, I just think that it was a much more special reading experience listening to it. It was crazy. Next up is the Ruby Red Slippers, and in the story, the slippers are actually silver, but in the movie, they're ruby red, and these are the shoes that Dorothy wears, the magical shoes that she gets from the witch that she crushes with her house. I don't know if that's even fair, but Glinda says it's fine, so it must be okay. For Ruby Red Slippers, choose an iconic bookish item. I went with the Time Turner from Harry Potter. I don't know why, but this is the first item that came to mind when I thought of this question. Maybe because I was reading The Cursed Child. I love the Time Turner. It's one of my most favorite items in any book that I've read. I love it. I think the concept is amazing. I want my own time turner because, girl, there is not time for all of the stuff that I need to do. Let's be real. Next up is Scarecrow, and the Scarecrow is a character that doesn't have any brains. So he's trying to go to the wizard to ask him for some brains because he wants to think. He wants to think logically. So for this question, you're going to choose a book that made you think. And I went with Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. It challenged my morals and ethical views. Next up is the Tin Man, and of course the Tin Man doesn't have a heart. So he's going to the Wizard of Oz to ask for a heart because he wants to feel the feels. So for this, you're going to choose a book that gave you all the feels. And I went with All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. This book made me ugly cry at 3 o'clock in the morning to the point where I had to go eat some cookies because I just couldn't handle all these feels. I was not expecting it from that book. If you want a book that gives you all the feels, definitely check out All the Bright Places because it's freaking amazing. Next up is the Cowardly Lion, and he is a character who wants to appear big and tough because he's a lion. but on the inside, he's just sweet and kind and not at all as cowardly as he thinks he is. Choose a character that puts on a tough front but is kind and sweet inside. And for this, I chose Conrad from the Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy by Jenny Han. I had so many mixed feelings about Conrad through this entire trilogy, but in the end, I really did love him as a character because he did try to put on that front. He tried to be the tough, brooding, moody guy, but he really cared for Belly. Next up is lions and tigers and bears. Oh my!
Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my!
Lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my!
For this, you're going to choose a spooky book, and I think we can all guess what book I'm going to choose. I wonder which one, Becca. I wonder which one. Could it be The Merciless by Danielle Vega, my most favorite book of all time, the spookiest book of all time. If you have not read this book yet, after all of my raving about The Merciless and The Merciless 2, what are you doing with your life? Because these books are everything. And fall is coming up, so now you got no excuses, guys. You have to read my favorite book. Next up is The Emerald City, and for this you're going to choose your favorite book setting. I chose Hogsmeade from the Harry Potter series because I've always loved Hogsmeade as a town. I think it's so beautiful and quaint. Next is The Poppy Field. They are deadly because they make you sleepy, and if you fall asleep in the field, no one will be able to help you. Then you just sleep forever. You just die. You just sleep forever. I mean, it seems like goals, but is it really? For Poppy Field, you're going to choose a book that put you to sleep. And I chose The Child Thief by Bram. This is a Peter Pan retelling, but it's very dark and macabre. It gets really heavy into religion and religious views and ideology. I've tried reading this for years. I finally got the audiobook from Audible and fell asleep while listening to it. So, quite literally put me to sleep. Next is The Wicked Witch and Her Flying Monkeys, the most iconic villains that I can think of. So for this, of course, choose your favorite villain. I went with the villain from the Fifth Wave trilogy by Rick Yancey. Aliens were not my favorite thing going into this book. I didn't think that I would enjoy this trilogy at all. I still haven't finished the Star, so keep your spoilers out of my life, please. I thought that the villain in this story was absolutely genius. It felt extremely real, which is one of the reasons that I love the story so much. Next up is Glinda the Good Witch, but for this you're going to choose a character that is very good. Now this could be good morally, it could be a hero, it could be really anything. I chose Lara Jean from To All the Boys I've Loved Before and P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. I love these books so much, and Lara Jean is one of the most good characters I've ever read. She's kind of a goody two-shoes as well, but I love all of her views and beliefs, and I really enjoyed reading about Lara Jean. I'm so excited. We're getting a third book. Next up is The Wizard of Oz, and when they finally get to meet the wizard, he's not exactly everything that he is cracked up to be. For Wizard of Oz, you're going to choose a book that you thought was going to be amazing, but was kind of a letdown, and I went with This Is Where It Ends by Marika Nightcamp. This is about a school shooting told from 4 different perspectives, and I thought it was going to be awesome, and then it wasn't. My book talk on this book is actually my channel trailer at the moment, but I'll leave it linked if you want to see more of my views on it, because I had a lot of problems with this book, and it makes me sad because it could have been amazing. Next up is The Man Behind the Curtain. In the movie, when they reveal that the Wizard of Oz is just a man using special effects, he says, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, and it's supposed to be kind of like the twist of the movie. So for this, you're going to choose a book with a great twist. I went with Identical by Ellen Hopkins. I read this for the biannual Bibliothon, and I freaking loved it. It was awesome, and I didn't see the ending coming at all. That twist blew my mind. I know a lot of people really did see it coming, but I was not one of them, and I really liked it. So there. And finally, we have "There's no place like home," one of the most iconic movie lines probably of all time, let's be real. So for this, you're going to choose a book that feels like home and that you want to keep returning to. I, of course, went with Harry Potter. I don't know how I could have chosen anything else. As I thought about this question and knew immediately it was going to be Harry Potter, the music started playing in my head because Harry Potter is freaking amazing, and I always want to return to this story in this world. And there you guys go! That is the Wizard of Oz book tag! I am so excited. Oh my gosh, this is such an amazing tag. I am going to be tagging Casey from A Basket Casey Reads, Sasha from AK Miss Fierce, Mel from Books with Wings, let's see, who else? Vanessa from Paper Fairies, Peter from Peter Likes Books. I'm sure I'll tag a few more people, so keep your eyes peeled. This is such an amazing tag. Thank you, Aoife, for making this tag with me. It was so much fun. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below to see more bookish videos. That's all I got for you guys today. I'll see you next time.